Welcome back, Team Starlight. We have the finals video for you today, with Clayton on the left playing Quickdraw Dandy, and Ted on the right playing Amaryllis.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this matchup. Oh, it's your boy Marco slash Macro here with the commentary. Oh, just a Raikou flipped, hitting the Dandy, and they both hit Dandy. They both get tokens. They're going to see a lot of tokens in this match, I would assume.
Yeah, pretty good start for both of them.
Oh, and he got the quick draw. Wow, this is actually just a phenomenal mill and a good opening.
Yeah, Drill Warrior early on is always good. You start plussing right away.
Wait, now that you're an expert on a quick draw, you gotta let me know if he's doing anything correctly or incorrectly now, Albert.
To be fair, I've only had one tournament run with it, so I wouldn't call myself an expert quite yet.
It just summons the Lila, runs over the Raikou, takes a bit of damage. Mills 3, doesn't mill anything good. It's unfortunate. Just a Cyber Valley 2. What's he going to bring back, though? But maybe the Caius? Caius is looking pretty nutty here to get some strong damage.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he does. Big pressure right away.
Now he's thinking, do I attack into a Gores? If he was afraid of Gores, the best play would have been to still half the Drill Warrior to guarantee the most damage, in my opinion. You could do 24 with Caius, then swing with 12 with Drill Warrior. Just to be safe.
Luckily, no Kaya, so he got in for big damage there.
Charge Light Brigade, adding a Raikou. Interesting. Pitching the Raikou immediately. Just good fodder, I guess. Makes your Potter Avarices more live if he draws into one. Here he goes, just thinking.
Comes Ted with the Lone Fire.
Both Lone Fires being used into Titanial. That's pretty strong. It won't really deal with the Drill Warrior, but it will at least put some pressure.
Hits into the Caius. I feel like now they're pretty equal in card advantage, though. Both have one monster on the field and 4 to 5 cards in hand.
I think if he keeps looping a Dandy here, though, he's in a really strong position to win. He doesn't have any back row. Interesting choice to get Caius. Oh, that's why. Okay, well. Regardless, I still think the play would be to have gotten Dandy. Oh, he's going for game. He just went for
Caius.
Okay, I didn't realize what the life point total was, so that makes much more sense why he went for Caius there.
So here we are, game 2. Ted starts with a Summon Lila, set up back row, mill 3. Mills Return, Fossil Dyna, and a Gale.
Yeah, Fossil Dyna is actually insanely strong into Quick Draw. Drill Warrior will not come back if you summon a Dyna, which makes it a little bit risky to use Drill Warrior, but I think game 2 and 3, most Quick Draw players are a little bit smarter when they use it. Oh! Godlike
another
mill.
Dandy.
Amaryllis and Dandy milled there. You see that? It's insane. Oh my god, that's such a godlike mill. I don't know how.
Whenever and he just crows the Amaryllis right away.
I would have waited till end phase, though, to get the banish off.
Right.
I think crowing preemptively is just not a strong play in your part. Like, you want to make them waste their resources. Oh my god.
Double Lila here.
Trigodia is going to be nice, though. But how many cards in hand? 2? I only see 2 or... Ooh. Why I don't like that play at all.
Why did he not activate it? He knew he was going to lose it if he didn't.
And now they milled everything they need. They have a Plague Engrave. They have plenty of plants for future Amaryllis food. They milled another Amaryllis too, so this is just looking so unwinnable for Clayton over here on the quick draw.
And he has 2 traps in hand. Compulse and Deprison.
Yeah, there was no reason not to Deprison there. I don't understand.
So here he's switches track to attack and does a big think here.
Clean fast forward there. We love the editing skills. Gets rid of a token. Chooses not to run over the Amaryllis. Because he could just like try to go for a deck out here. But I do think running the Amaryllis over would be a little bit smarter. To keep him kind of off the resources here. I would have also maybe even opted for not even attacking anything. His whole board was clogged. Now it's not. Now he gave him the ability to summon Cyber Valley.
Oh, now he goes for the deep prison. It doesn't feel that good T-prisoning Amaryllis because they play the DDR and the return now.
Well, DDR, this is an important thing to know about Amaryllis. Amaryllis can't be special summoned except by its own effect, which is why you can't Lone Fire Blossom for Amaryllis and why you can't DDR Amaryllis. So banishing Amaryllis is the correct play for sure, always, because it can't come back. Unless they have Burial from different dimension, but otherwise, yeah, you can't special summon it except by its own effect. It's one of the things that keeps Amaryllis from like really being tier 1 because you can't search Amaryllis in any way, you know? Ooh, skill drain. That's gonna allow for make his Trag stupid weak, and he took 1700 damage, I think, right? Did he attack with it? Maybe
No,
he
it
didn't.
doesn't look like it. Yeah, and he set 3 into the Lilas that are going to be live this turn.
Well, not with
Oh,
skill
the
drain
skill
up.
drain. You're right. Yep, skill drain.
But either way, these Lilas could still run over this Trag that's at 0 attack. Ooh, not even worried about Mirror Force. I respect it. 17 and 17. It's a lot. 3,400 to the face.
Yeah, so we know he has a compulse, and I think it's another deep prison.
Yeah, he's in this position where like this skill drain is actually keeping the Amaryllis player alive because at this point, the Quickdraw player's only win condition is deck out. But with skill drain up, not going to mill anymore, so this is looking pretty rough. Draws into a Mirror Force and sets it. Let's see if our opponent plays it. Oh, yeah, it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen.
Yeah, I guess he didn't activate it last turn, so he might have felt pretty safe.
I
But
know,
still,
but he
you
drew a
gotta
new
respect
trap.
it.
He drew a new trap. I would have set like one. Ooh, this card trooper is still able to mill as cost, but it doesn't get its attack boost. It's just awkwardly milling.
Didn't hit the Dandy, unfortunately. And he couldn't special. Well, I guess he could have special summoned because the Falso Dyna's effect is negated.
Yeah, right now this Falsadana is just a vanilla, a really, really weak vanilla, but just big enough to beat over this card trooper. Card trooper is really, really weak without having that attack bonus. And this is looking kind of rough because if they do out the skill drain, now they have to deal with the Falsadina.
Right, and he's so behind.
He's opting to crash just to get a draw. Yeah, it's a desperation play, honestly. Regeki breaks. Oof. Gets the 2 tokens. He's pretty low right now. Normal summons Titanial. That's just enough.
Oh, and he had the
Oh.
Gores.
He was hoping to drop the Gores on the Dyna because he had enough to like live that, but it was smart of him to swing with Titanial there.
So we're gonna go into game 3 now. Clayton's gonna open Lone Fire and go into Titanial.
Yeah, now that he saw the skill drain, I feel like he should be opting to put in like Dust Tornadoes or just a little bit more of targeted back row hate or bring back in the Heavy Storm if they thought about siding it out. Because skill drain absolutely cooks Quickdraw.
Yeah, skill drain cooked me in my round match. So skill drain was good this week at local.
Skill drain is a broken card. Like against the right deck, it's super strong. I feel like the only reason it's not used primarily in main decks is because it's just not good against like Blackwings, and I guess Hero Beat when it was a thing. But otherwise, it's good against everything else.
So here Clayton just activated Charge, milled 3, and grabbed Raikou. And he's going for a direct attack with the Titanial.
It's so funny that he's reading Titanial like he doesn't run Titanial. Oh, compulses Titanial. I would let that happen. I would not negate that because if you draw a trade in, that turns your trade in live. It makes your Regeki breaks live. Like, there's no reason not to just let it go back to your hand unless you immediately have a way to get it out of the grave again, like with Miracle Fertilizer.
Yeah, so here Ted is thinking, and he ends up
he's
negating.
Okay, he must have a way to get some value out of that. Oh, because he has Amaryllis in hand. Okay, that makes sense. He wants Amaryllis food. Okay, that makes sense then. Watch him draw a trade in though.
both players just set and pass here.
And we can assume it's a set Raikou, right? Yep.
Yep.
Skill drain.
Skill drain again. So he just pokes for 200, sets one, and passes again.
6,800 life to 8,000. Summons the Lila, swings over. Got some even life points. Can't get Mills, unfortunately, but hey, Lila's basically just a beater in this matchup.
He does have Giant Trunade in hand, so he could go for a push, but he opts just to tribute the Dandelion and summon Caius.
Oh, he's still going to make a monster. Drill Warrior won't be that useful here, but you almost don't mind just playing like a beatdown strategy here. Oh, he is going for that Nitro Warrior 2800. If he uses Giant Trunade, it would gain an additional 1,000, but not going to go for that play. Yeah, still a lot of damage, though. It wouldn't have been enough for game because nothing was in defense, but still really good.
Yeah, now Ted has to do something. If not, Andy could just Giant Trunade on his turn and potentially make a big push.
Ooh,
but he
Mark
has
of the
Mark.
Rose is pretty good. Taking the Caius and then summoning Plague Spreader. Probably can go for, I would probably go for Colossal, yep, because you can get the free crash into a summon. It doesn't matter how many warriors are in the grave because Skill Drain is up. Then gets wow, just swings for a full 2,800. But gets a token. So you should not be getting a token because of Skill Drain. I think you're trying to tell him that. But I believe somebody at the local tells him that it's not true, that you can get the token. So here's the actual ruling. That token should not come out. Gores can still come out because it activates in hand, but the effect to get the token activates on the field. It's negated by Skill Drain. Let's see if it matters.
Yeah, that's a beefy token too.
Yeah, 2,800 is not easy for Amaryllis specifically to deal with. Gores is actually really easy to deal with. It's just weaker than Titanium, but with that on the field, it's going to be very hard. If he keeps that in defense the whole time too, Colossal Fighter can't touch it.
Yeah, Skill Drain is stopping it from getting its attack boost. Because Clayton does have the warriors in graveyard. At least one. So here's a big thing from Clayton.
No, he's in a tough position because of this. I still think dealing with the Colossal Fighter under Skill Drain is very hard to deal with always. But even with the token, you can't really do much. Ooh.
Yes, Ted going for hits into the Gores. Summons Lone Fire, activates its effect. Oh, and here, yeah, they got clarification on the ruling, and that's when they were told he doesn't get the token. But at this point, it's accepted game state, so they just kept the token on the field.
Oh man, yeah, that token matters though, because had the token not been there, he would have been able to summon Titanial, swing for a free 2,800. So yeah, that token mattered, 100%.
Yeah, it definitely did.
We'll see though if it ends up. I think the Amaryllis player is still in a better position, so we'll see what ends up happening.
Yeah, Clayton checking his extra deck, see what he can make. I see he has a Debris Dragon in hand, so he could go Giant Trunade, activate or summon Debris Dragon. But
the Giant Trunade is going to be such a minus though, because they get to call the Haunted back. The Skill Drain can still be resolved. Like, it just doesn't feel good.
Right.
I don't really like Giant Trunade in Quickdraw. I'm surprised that he runs that. I feel like there are better choices. He's gonna have to go for it though. Yeah, even though he loses the Skill Drain, he has to deal with the future call of the Haunted. Gonna get Dandy. Is it just going for a Black Rose play? I think if it goes for a Black Rose, wouldn't be the worst. Yep. Gets 2 tokens at least though. Okay, well now we're in the new game state. The only difference would be that they would be down like to 500 life, but I think the play would have been the same. Let's see if that matters. But either way, I just want to see what he ends up doing here. He has so much card advantage now. Charge the Light Brigade. Goes for Lila. Probably just wants to pop that back row.
Right, just get rid of it, set the call.
Maybe mill another Amaryllis in the process. Ooh, got the Heavy Storm, though. Interesting. Yeah, so just wants the mill. Wants to attack and mill. Interesting. I mean, good call. The Bottomless was a good read. Got the Dandy Mill. That's huge. Still no Amaryllis in play right now, right? Or is there one? I think there might be one.
Yeah, I think there is one.
Yep, there is
he's
one. Here
going
it
for
comes. And now it's on a bit of a timer. See, it would have been game already because the Amaryllis would have put him at. But right now, Clayton would have been at 500 life. And it would have basically been over. We'll see what happens. She's got a little token here.
Yeah, not much Clayton could do. He only has one card in hand, so...
Yeah, it's looking pretty rough here. The grave is pretty set up. Summons Quickdraw just to run over the Amaryllis. That's not great at all.
Yeah, that Quickdraw is just going to get run over by Lila.
A huge trade in there. Miracle Fertilizer too. That's it. That's literally enough for game.
Yeah, so I guess that Gorge token fortunately didn't end up mattering, but it definitely could have changed the game.
Look, it just prolonged the game for us. We get a little bit longer of a game, increase the algorithm a bit there. But thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you subscribe to Team Starlight for more videos.